As you begin to think about the ideas, you might notice how everything begins to fit together. And just like that, you can allow yourself to see how things, they aren't necessarily the way you once thought they were. After all, it's not about whether it's X or Y. It's about how you choose to see things for what they truly are. It's really about Z, isn't it? Perhaps you've realised everything is modular. Just like a set of pieces you can rearrange in any order, any sequence, creating something new, creating a new way forward. Isn't that interesting? Now picture this: the more you pay attention, the more your instincts they'll guide you effortlessly, leading you to the next thing. Trusting your own rhythm, feeling the flow of ideas, watching them come together and unfold naturally. Now imagine you're in a situation and someone brings up an objection. You could let it affect you, but instead you find the power to respond in ways that keep everything moving forward. If you encounter an obstacle, simply shift the frame, reframe the objection, because by doing this you create the perfect opening to allow new ideas to land effortlessly into their mind. Experience is a great explainer after all. In the beginning you might feel uncertain, but imagine in that uncertainty there's a space where you can begin to understand that abstraction, the idea you have about something, is often quite different from the real experience of it. It's almost like when you read something, you build an expectation of it. But once you experience it, you might discover the abstract idea is just a fraction of what's possible. The reality of it, it's so much richer, fuller, and more profound. Do you know how you can tell who's truly done the work? It's not in the words they say, but in the quality of the questions they ask. Think about it. It's in those questions that real understanding, real transformation begins to unfold. When you really listen, you understand what drives people, what motivates them at their deepest level. Maybe they can't even explain it themselves, but you can help them with what they truly want, what really matters to them. And isn't it powerful to be the one who helps someone to understand why they desire something so much? Because in fact, the moment you find out what they want, how they know they're getting it, and you communicate that to them in their own language, you've already created the path forward. So imagine how easy that could be. It's not just a matter of convincing them, it's about understanding them so deeply they can't help but see the value in the solution you offer. And as you work together, isn't it interesting to realise the point is not whether you're right or they're wrong, because ultimately that's not the issue. The issue is, how can you find that mutual agreement, that space where both of you can move forward, feeling good, feeling that harmony, and creating something profitable together? Isn't that the real success? And then there's something even more fascinating. Imagine all the beliefs we hold. Each of them has a structure. The same way you might look at a belief, you begin to notice the pattern beneath it, the way it's built. The structure is what makes it real for them. And the incredible thing is, anything with a structure can be changed. If you can see the framework of it, you can shift it. A belief, no matter how solid it seems, it has the same underlying structure as every other belief. It's like any object with form, shape, something you can reframe and shift. Sometimes you'll come across someone whose beliefs are deeply entrenched, so much so they don't even see the possibility of a different reality. But here's the key. If what's holding their belief in place is a certain state, you can change the state. You can change the energy, the emotional environment. And that's when the belief begins to shift, because the state no longer supports it. Now think about faith for a moment. Faith is just a belief, isn't it? A belief that's held with such certainty that's beyond questioning. But if you can find that belief structure, you can work with it, rearrange it, reframe it. If a belief isn't serving them anymore, you don't need to attack it directly. Instead, you shift the values that are underneath it. By understanding what really drives them, you can begin to work with the core of what they value. And from there, the belief will begin to shift as well. Have you ever had something that you once believed was true, but over time you realised it no longer was? Think about that for a moment, that realisation, that something could change. If you can help them to see that, help them to understand that change is possible, they might just begin to let go of the old ideas that no longer serve them. And as you do this, you're not trying to force anything. Instead, you're creating a space where new perspectives can emerge, where old structures can break down, and new empowering beliefs can take root. With each step, you're not just changing their beliefs, you're helping them to tap into their own potential, their own creativity. Because when you help someone create their own breakthrough, the transformation is always more lasting. So as you begin to explore the process, this art of reframing, of seeing the world from different perspectives, you'll start to see your ability to shape the future. It lies in your capacity to change the structures that hold people's beliefs in place. Every moment is a chance to guide, to direct, to inspire, using the most powerful tools at your disposal. The belief in change itself. As you breathe deeply, you can realize all these possibilities that are within your reach. The choice is yours. The tools are yours. And with each step forward, you're mastering the art of transformation, effortlessly, fluidly, in a way that's as natural as breathing.